So third league of the day for everybody on YouTube later. Playing through some Grixis Shadow. We want to swap out a card for a Fiery Islet. Run it as is. Running through some Grixis Shadow. Some of the changes from like stock Jund Shadow, some of the decks we've been running recently. Access to Drown in the Lock and Stubborn Denial. Good counter magic for a lot of the unfair things that are going on in Modern right now. When your opponent's not playing Luris, they're probably on something like Living In, Cascade, Shenanigans. We've seen a lot of control decks today. Just give us some counterplay there. Scourge package, or not Scourge, Threat package. Scourge of the Skyclaves, Death Shadow, Dragon's Rage Channeler, and Croxus. We are shaving some threats as compared to like Jund Shadow, but we make up for it in being a little more interactive with what our opponent's trying to do. We get those 4 copies of Drown in the Lock, a couple copies of Stubborn Denial, rest of our removal suite, 4 Fatal Push, 4 Lightning Bolt, 1 Unholy Heat, 1 Seal of Fire. I think I'm actually gonna swap some of this here and there. Like that. Be able to hit things going a little bit bigger. And we'll add our second Alpine Moon to the board. So 2 Fatal Push to terminate, 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Unholy Heat, a Seal of Fire, 4 Drown in the Lock, all spot removal, 4 Drown, and 2 Stubborn Denial is our counter magic. 2 Temur Battle Rage for all of our big guys to swing across the finish line. 4 Thoughtseize, 2 Inquisition. Notably, not running a Snapcaster Mage. I don't think that grindy plan is where I want to be here. I think I just want to be like aggressive, get on the board. In the sideboard, 2 copies of Chalice of Void for the Cascade decks, 2 Kozilek's Return for the Pro Red Go Wide guys, along with 2 Engineered Explosives, 2 Alpine Moon for Urza's Saga, Tron, annoying land-based interactions, 3 Dauthi Voidwalker is our Grave Hate, as well as being a great card in the mirror, 2 K Command for the grindy matchups, and an extra Stubborn Denial for little extra protection against the unfair stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into our league. Is Ragavan worth it? I don't think so. Like, we're not trying to be a Ragavan go long grind deck. We're trying to be a get a threat on the board, kill our opponent deck. Lexit Redeemed Hydrate, got you. About out of water, might need to refill after one of these matches. So like, cards like Ragavan and Renin 6, I would always ask the question, like, what is that card solving for you? What problem do you have that Ragavan or Renin 6 is answering? Like, are you just playing Ragavan for the sake of playing Ragavan? Like, it's this expensive mythic card. Everybody says it's good, so I need to be playing it. Or are you playing Ragavan because it solves some problem that your deck has that something else couldn't solve more efficiently? Like, is it the best card for that slot? So we need that Ragavan command. We do. We do. The lands is bad. Haven't got to play Paper Magic in a long time. Do you think non-Luris GDS is still playable? 4 Shadow, 4 Gurmag, 4 Street Wraith. I mean, it's always going to be like playable if you see the good parts of the deck, right? Whether or not it's good or can potentially like win an event, I don't know. A pretty rough hand against Tron. Maybe there's a chance it's Eldrazi Tron and they just go like Temple something. Maybe we have a shot. Go figure. Mario BB Rega, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Monday so far. Alright. Them having the dismember, pretty rough. They've got the ability to get Tron next turn. So if we can find like a Shadow or Scourge would be really good. If I add Luris, I'm assuming that they just Thought Knot Seer. But they Thought Knot and take Luris, I do get to double bolt the Thought Knot. Maybe draw into a Shadow off of that. Well, that's correct. No Tron. Fuck Tron. Get out of here, Tron. We get a ban Urza's Tower emote. Got access to 5 mana. Like a Reality Smasher. Still Thought Knot. They could Karn. Yep. So we do get to shoot the Karn. Shoot the Karn, hold up, drown in the lock for something. That's something. Altsies off the top. Just for the fun of it. Put Luris on the battlefield. Old Bloodstained Mire so we can get some lands after Sundering Titan comes down. We can blow up everything but the mountain. See if they figure it out. Got there.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Shadow. Brooks is not doing a whole lot. I'm going to plan on taking the 7. Invents is gone, so this can either get Blood Crypt or Watery Grave. Like a big walking ballista.
Very much alike.
Have the Ulamog. If they had Ulamog, they could use Temple mana. Trying to figure out the lines. Been a bunch of Tron today following the Sunday challenge. This is the first Tron I've seen today. There's been more of it. I'm not shocked. Fatal pushes, terribles, Deal of Fires, not the greatest. Remember when I said before this league that I thought Chalice of the Voids might need to be Void Mirrors in this deck?
I'll tell you the truth.
Good case for that. And Dauthi's a decent one to bring in just because it's bigger, or not bigger, it's a threat that I can get down and start being aggressive with. And it can't be blocked. Terminate. I know Terminate kills all their stuff, but I don't think that's really the game I want to be playing here. Why not Void Mirror instead of Chalice? Because I wanted to try out Chalice. And I happened to get punished round 1 for that. But the decks that have been beating me recently have been Living End, Glimpse of Tomorrow, where Chalice is a bit better. Ugin the Ineffable. Squeege Sky. Definitely getting that one down. They could have Chalice of the Void here. I've got to rely on Polluted Delta, but at least I'm on the board. If they just have like natural Tron, Ugin, Chalice on one, probably not beating that anyway. I guess I could have like upkeep Unholy Heated my Channeler. Ironically, would have been really good here because I would have gotten to mill over the Shadow. And that would have given me Delirium. Never punished. Alright, opponent. I need you to please not have third Tron land. You can thought knot me all you want, but not third Tron land Ugin. I'll take that. Take that as well. So let's see. They block. I battle rage. They take 3 trample, go to 12. Scourge becomes an 8/8. And I'm hitting for 11. Putting them to 1. Yeah, we'll do that because we have Lightning Bolt in the deck. Lightning Bolt plus like a channeler that can fly over next turn. Yeah, you're right. Still, I think that's fine. But you are right on the can't cast Lightning Bolt. We've got K command. There's an argument. K command is a magic card we have access to. Where's the saga? Right? Got it. This is probably like a thought knot for information. Like they can't beat the channeler, so they're just gonna take a look and see what I've got. Because I can't play like a relic or something here, or chalice, or they could have a spatial contortion. Technically, that's a magic card. Here is my bolt. Show me the spatial contortion. Alright. We will take the surveil here.
I don't have a lot of patience for people who feel like they're downloading from the cosmos. You know, just like, that's how it came out. Okay, great. Now let's make it better. But,
and they actually have spatial contortion.
Rather than from a place of fear. Where you're just grateful for any idea that comes along.
Pretty funny.
And you don't want to change it because you don't know how.
So if they've got land, they can Ugin kill my Scourge.
It's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
They've got Ugin Thought Knot. It's 2 of their 4. Can you bring in the K commands? Why did I not bring in the K command? Seems like an oversight. That takes our outs down to none. If they Ugin. Why did I not bring in... That's an out. I don't know why I didn't bring in... Take command. Weird. I know we were watching Moto, but I have a free draft token on Arena. What's the best draft to do to get the best value? I'm bad at draft. Well, Arena, it doesn't matter, right? Because, like, you can't trade or sell your cards or anything. You're just going for wild cards. So, like, Arena, it makes no difference what you draft. It's just, alright, if you need cards of any specific set, draft that set. They can Saga for a map. Map gets 3rd Tron land. They can Ugin. I cannot cast a ballista for 1 if I Dauthi. I have to cast it for 0 because I'm casting it without paying its mana cost. Or no, I'm not casting it without paying its mana cost. Yeah, I am. You may play it without paying its mana cost. So I can only play it for 0. Ugin kills Dauthi. So my out is a Drown in the Lock. Be able to kill the construct. Doesn't matter if I attack it. Well, I guess it does kind of matter who I attack. Because if I attack it Ugin, he can just take it and keep the construct around. And if I attack at him, he's got a block. God, it didn't work like Monkey, right? Like, Dauthi exiles it, and then you can sack Dauthi, pay that card without paying its mana cost, which is why you can exile, like, opposing Primeval Titans or things like that. Yeah, I just had, like, probably 4 turns this game where I could have just done something way better and didn't. Like, I could have just held up Stubborn Denial on turn 1 and 2. Like, hold up Stub on turn 1. Turn 2, play Channeler, hold up Stub. That way I cover both Map and Chalice of the Void. And then play Scourge on turn 3. If you didn't have the Chalice, we would have won this game a while ago. Then I have no idea why I didn't bring in the K commands. That was just like straight oversight. Because we don't have K command and we can't draw Lightning Bolt for an out. So that was just a punt of a game. But punt of a game is still a game. What do we got? Something cool. Odorous Arungus. Interesting Magic Online name. This ain't good enough. Opponent mulligans, they haven't revealed like a Luris or something, so I'll give it a shot. Brief Blade. unmarked grave. I'm gonna have to start holding up Drown in the Lock for like persist now. Here's Emissary. It's the one where like stuff has protection from something. Alright. So I Drown in the Lock of Persist. I would like to be able to bolt myself, so if I draw a fetch land, I can get Shadow down and have stub. Scourge. I could bolt him and have Scourge, but I kind of need something like this turn. I don't think playing for turn 5 is good enough. You just have sure. All right, you have another persist. Not. I need a fetch land or another lightning bolt. That means I can't play out another shadow though. I can't play a shadow out and hold up Drown in the Lock. Guess this could be for like a what's a 4-mana reanimate spell with white? Yeah, Unburial Rites. But if I get to soft stub and Unburial Rites, I'm pretty happy with that. It's hard stub and Unburial Rites. Stub something this turn. Drown and Lock something next turn. 3/4 white dragon creature with flying. Still a land. Don't know if I think that's better than like Shambling Vents, but each their own. All right. It can come down untapped and Vince can't. Pretty big. I get that. But like late game, I feel like you want Vince more. Just because it's more realistic to be able to activate it. And like if after turn 3 that's coming down tapped anyway. Is that good enough? Dauthi's stub, taking out bushes, steel. How big is that Archon thing? Let's say List OP is playing, came 6th and Sunday. 6th and Sunday is pretty, or Sunday's challenge is pretty good. Yeah, we'll keep this. I think I can just Channeler here. Channeler and double bobble. Can't unmarked grave and escape next turn. Or unmarked grave and persist. And if he does something, yeah, this is okay. Go back, skull. If that's the case, I think I'm just going to bolt the Stone Forge and Thoughtseize. Yeah. In that, because it'll give me delirium after the bolt. So I'm taking persist so he can't get back a Stone Forge. You take Kaya's Guile. Alright, so I don't care about the left side at all. These are fine. It's between these. If I take persist, he can untap Kaya's Guile. If I take Guile, he can persist the Stone Forge. Do I care if he persists the Stone Forge? Solitude's live if he draws any other white spell. If I take Solitude, he can just persist the Solitude. I think I'm just gonna take Guile, Bolt here, and like try to find another piece of spot removal. Valkyrie Rebirth. This is gonna persist the Stone Forge. Alright, what's my plan from here? Shadow and Dauthi. Scourge and Shadow. Like, if I play Scourge and Shadow and he finds a white card and Solitude's the Scourge, he just kills the Shadow anyway. But it's kind of the same thing with any of my threats. Like if I play Dauthi Shadow, he can Solitude, or is this only, it's only toughness, isn't it? No, power. So he can Solitude the Dauthi, kill the Shadow. But I think that's like a little bit better for me. Alright, so Godless Shrine was his draw for turn. Uldra. Not have reach. blocking this. Now, am I going Luris to hand? Or am I playing Scourge? Because at the moment, he can't Solitude next turn because this comes in tapped. So I think I go Scourge and just try to, like, overload... overload his interaction. Put in Batter Skull, I guess. Or put in Cauldron. Sure. I wonder why I wouldn't just play Malakir Rebirth last turn. So I could guarantee the land. Soldiers in. No attack. We can't put in Batter Skull and flash in Solitude. What's my play? Pretty sure I'm just attacking with everything. Killer dude in response. Yes and no. Because, like, if we kill our guy in response, he still gets to Solitude, just block the guy. Or block the second one. So he's not dead. He doesn't have a white card. We know his hand perfectly. Don't think I'm winning if I don't attack. Like, I would assume this has to be Solitude. Batter Skull. So they lose because they Batter Skull. I get to drown and lock the Germ token. Trying to dig for a white card. Yeah, they do have the out of hitting the white card. We'll keep Terminate on top. They hit the white card. Ugh. That's why you don't preemptively GG. So they can kill my Scourge. The Dauthi, so they die. No, they don't die, they just have to block Scourge. But have to shuffle away that Terminate. That's fine. Shuffling away the Terminate's fine. Well, he can cast Rebirth, but I've got Stubborn Denial. So that's okay. In that. So he should have rebirthed in response to me fetching there. So I should have fetched in response to him solituding. He should have fetched in response to me, or he should have rebirthed in response to me fetching. Now it comes down to his top deck. If he drew a land, he could strap up the Cauldron and kill me. But since he didn't, we got there. All right. Patch number 3. I guess we need to update. What are we calling that? That should be a pretty good matchup for most Grixis lists. Preemptive GG, never wrong. Debatable. So we would have gone to 1. I mean, yeah, we'd be at 1. They'd have a blocker for Shadow. Our Dragon's Rage Channeler is no longer lethal. Or not a blocker for Shadow, a blocker for, what's his name? And they'd have Vigilance because of the Batter Skull. And we couldn't kill the token. So, like, we're not dead, but we're not killing them at that point. Played a few leagues and Tron was out in force. Sad day, right? Well, Gigantha being revealed could mean Tron here. I think I can afford to throw back a decent 6 in the blind under the assumption that maybe it's Tron. Could be anything. Anything that's running Urza's tower. Why are they getting rewarded for this horrendous keep? Like, this hand is awful. And they're getting rewarded because they're top decking second Tron land. Ugh. Alright, odds of Tron on turn 4. Oh no, they just top deck a second Sylvan Scrying. Can we? Rewarded because they knew you were playing against them, right? Odds of turn 4 Tron, 100%. Alright. Like, I'm not wrong, am I there? Like, that hand is horrendous. 1 Tron land, one way to search for a second Tron land. Or like big things like that. That's not a good hand, right? Tell me I'm not crazy. Right. Like if it were on a 5, sure, I'd understand it. But it was a 7. Can't keep it without a threat. Almost don't want to keep it with a threat. Alright. Basic Mountain doesn't do anything for me. I can make an argument for bottoming the K command, but K command and Basic Mountain are both pretty terrible. Hand was trash and they went runner, runner, perfect. How it goes. Alright. Sylvan Scrying off the top. Two Tron lands and Ancient Stirrings. Let's take a map. Maybe we can find a second land. There we go, to be able to counter one of these payoffs. Not payoffs, but counter like a Sylvan Scrying. We can't counter Sylvan Scrying because they have one card in their yard. Come on, Yalvamaya. Yalvamaya Ancient Stirrings. Yalvamaya Ancient Stirrings. I need this opponent. Said Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror and Karn appeared. On Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, you don't want to go for that Sylvan Scrying. Dang it. Yeah. Yeah, get wrecked. Definitely not lightning bolting myself and blowing a shadow. Alright, so Tron, 3 unknowns. Odds of them having a payoff, pretty solid. We're just hoping that that payoff is like Karn, Bridge, and we find third land. Hers is Tower Forest, and hers is Mine Forest. Power Plant Forest. This is the nice part, when you're playing Grixis, like old school Grixis with Street Wraiths. Because you always run that chance of, oh, I can just top deck like Wraith into Wraith into Wraith into Fetch Land, Battle Rage, kill you. All is dust, my shadow. Altsies. Hey. Hey. Game's easy. Urza's Factory. Hold up, opponent. Not ready.
What is this place?
All right. Am I going Luris to hand? Or am I K commanding, getting back Shadow? I think I'm going Luris. Because if I K command back Shadow, he can blast zone. And I've spent like K command plus Shadow mana just doing that. But if I get Luris, I can Luris plus Shadow. Well, if I had known he was going to do that, I would have K command blown up the map and gotten back Shadow.
What is this place?
Wait, that's illegal? What, playing Urza's Factory? That took a really long time to just take Ulamog. Like, what do I take? Do I take the thing that he can't beat from his current position? Or do I take the Chromatic Sphere? Maybe I draw into something that he can't beat from his current position. Alright. Something cool. Love to play first. Keep that. Hands. These hands, what are they doing? And have nightmares about a meta full of Urza's factories and Urza's sagas. Wouldn't it Urza's factory or Mishra's factory? I've already forgotten. Jund.
Look, you and me on the
Take Rin.
I could die right now.
Seal of Fire, the Ignoble. Plan on drowning the Liliana when we get to that point. Get super punished if he just ripped like Raging Ravine into Shock Land into something else off the top so he didn't have to fetch it all. Alright. What do we need? I'm good. Another hand disruption spell would be solid. Foothills. Hand disruption spell would be solid. Urok Clothis. Couple pretty decent top decks there. Trade Binder, I like it. Done Trade Binder, I'm not a huge fan of it at the moment. So he plays Turok here. I think I just go to my turn and draw. I don't want to just like use up this drown in the lock and be dead to Liliana. And a K command. Come on, opponent. Draw some dead stuff. Can't really afford to take a hit for 3 there, when I know he's got 5 points of burn in hand. Alright. Yeah, so he gets to start playing Lily and taking it up. Dauthis are great. K command's great. Everything else is pretty meh. Battle rages are an easy out. Word positions out. Heal of fire. Call it a day. Alright. Let's not mull. Good hands only. Not like... Okay. We've got a second land on top. Never not had a second land. All we've ever done in our entire existence is draw second lands. Got 2 draw steps to find it. Yes! Yes! Opponent skips their first turn. Because they didn't realize I put them on the play. Not what we were going for, but you gotta take your little victories where you can. I'm gonna play out Channeler first. That way, if he plays like an ignoble hierarch, I can upkeep kill it and give myself an extra look at another land. Doesn't look like he's going to be so polite. I don't really want to play Channeler into Renin 6. Oh, your hand's not good. Five-head line. Five-head accidental line. Like, I want to put my opponent on the play, but it's not with the intention of having them miss their first turn. But if we don't find a second land, it's probably not going to end up mattering too much. Alright. Play the Channeler. Go like we're passing the turn. See if they just bolt it. They don't. Alright. So we need no Liliana of the Veil off the top. Well, stopping ground means they can't Lily off the top. K command. So they can Fury whatever I play this turn. Play Shadow. I'd rather have the Scourge alive. I think they have a K command. And if that's the case, guess I'm ditching Fatal Push. Currents. That's much better for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and Fatal Push this now. Because if I pass the turn, then I get into a situation where I might have to fetch when I don't want to. And I don't want it. So we've got Catacombs, Fury, Unknown. Stubborn Denial. I fetch and shock down to 6. You could have double bolt. I think I'm just gonna go 1 point down so that I've got a Shadow that outlives Fury. Still preventing or presenting lethal next turn. What do you got? I feel like the last card's probably K command. If it is, I'll just discard my own K command to it. And if endurance is... I can't Unholy Heat, so I guess I'm discarding my Unholy Heat to it. If that's even what he has. Discard Unholy Heat. Gotta let it resolve. Turn endurance. Discard Unholy Heat. K command's just like Unholy Heat with upside right now. Alright, so I attack. If he doesn't block the Scourge, I can K command him for lethal. Does have a lightning bolt. Taking that. I don't want to randomly get double bolted here. Inquisition, Fury. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do with that. That, however, pretty good. Kind of annoying. Alright, so if I make them discard their last card, kill Spyro. Removal spell, but I can't add Luris here. And I'll keep the Watery Grave in my hand in case they do top deck like a hate command or something. Oh, I guess it'd have to be like Damnation. Would have to be Damnation into a way to kill Shadow. Some series of draws that starts with Damnation. See, Toasty Oreo, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Monday so far. This hand's okay. Not a Thoughtseize bug, but it's not bad. I think I am gonna bobble myself here, because if I see exactly Stubborn Denial on top, I kind of want to draw into it. Or I kind of want to know about it. I want to give myself the chance of drawing exactly Stubborn Denial, so that I can kill a or counter a Renin 6. I think it's going to be the same decision, looking for a something. Crown of the Lock's good. We'll take a drown. Just need you to fetch before your Liliana. Would be most appreciated. Endurance can't target yourself, can it? Can target yourself. I think I'm gonna round the Tarmogoyf. If he endurances himself, if he endurances himself there, then I just get a 2-for-1 on the endurance out of hand. All right, what you got? Card Shadow. And I can Unholy Heat the Liliana, have Drown in the Lockup. Nice mountain. It is looking pretty okay right now, isn't it? Thoughtseize. Really just looking for like another fetch land. I know of any website that gives out 1 or 2 days in a person's area? No idea. Am I assuming their last card is dead? No, but I can just like Flourish, replay, Bobble, keep holding up, Drown. Dauthi. Abrupt Decay, Maluris. Kind of rude, OP. Kind of rude. Blood Crypt out of them. Alright. So they pass it back. We draw a bunch of cards. Alright, Dauthi. A command. A command one time. Bolt my channeler. So now I've got a bolt in my back pocket. Get a channeler trigger here. Okay. So I can shuffle away the bolt on top of my library if I end up not needing it. But I think I'll just take it here. Means it's lethal next turn. If they don't find interaction, if they do, then I get another channeler trigger. There's no reason to do this on my upkeep. Like, at least wait for my draw step. Well, I guess there's really not a good window, because if they wait till draw step, they give me another chance to draw Drown in the Lock. But if they upkeep, then I get the channeler trigger before I draw. If they draw step, I get a chance at Drown. I guess just Fatal Push on your own turn. Like, I still get the channeler option, but yeah, I guess there really is no winning there. All right, match number 5. Tron. Still pretty heavily in the camp right now that, like, in current modern meta games, I just want to be proactive. And I think Tarmogoyf gives the best chance of doing that. Like, I've had several of these Grixis hands with no threat. That's basically unkeepable. And then being too reactionary, you're just like hoping everything lines up. Unholy Heat gives another good 1-mana spell that your opponents can use to play through, like, Stubborn Denial. Moles to 6. Want to get down Channeler. Good pass, hold up, stub. But like where in previous modern metas, I would say hold up, stub, because it's pretty likely that there's going to be an Aether Vial, Utopia Sprawl, Amulet of Vigor, something like that on the other side of the field. That seems less and less prevalent now. Dead and gone. So it's probably a Cascade deck. All my basic lands are Guru. Yeah. They're ridiculously cheap on Magic Online, like less than a quarter of a tick. So. So Scourge dodges, Fire, Stomp. A lot of those things. One mashed potato. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome, awesome Monday so far. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Opponent misses their land. I think I just let them have this. It's like if I counter it and they untap and have something, then or like just naturally draw the third land. I'm in a really bad spot because I tapped off of counter spells. If they don't counter it, or if I don't counter it and they go to their turn, I get to hold up counter magic. If they top deck the land, like I'm not in a great spot anyway, but now we're kind of cruising. Now I just get to hold up double counter spell from now until the end of the game. Adrian Pato, what's the face for? Also, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Monday so far. Play Jund Shadow and Paper. What are your thoughts on one of Ren and 6 in the sideboard? I like it as an X1 killer and alternate win con and grindy matchups. I think if you want to go that route, you're welcome to. I don't think Ren and 6, personally, I don't think Ren and 6 does enough to warrant itself. Like, I think the card's good, but against, like, most of the grindy decks, especially the control decks, they've added Prismatic Ending now. And Ren isn't a threat like it used to be. And then against, like, the X1s, I don't really want to take off turn 2 to do something like Ren. I'd rather just play a threat. Scourge, Tarmogoyf, Shadow, something. So, we've got an extra stub. Pretty easy over seal. Chalices are coming in. Over. Grenade and Heat. Keys coming in over. Heat and a Battle Rage because of what's his name? Brazen Borrower. People are mental for Ren. I don't know if I'd say it's mental. It's just like, it's one of those Shadow fans' pet cards, I guess, is the best way of describing it. Like, people want Ren and 6 to be good, so it's constantly asked about. Alright, so basically kept this hand because it's got all of my hate that I'm looking for. Mari command can destroy something. That's a little annoying. Play EE first and then Chalice on 0. Don't want to play your Chalice first because then it counters EE. Notice a surge of Infect in my LGS. Do you think maybe Plague Engineer would be a good slot in the sideboard? Cuts all flourish and creature matchups where it's needed, but the upside seems high. So, if you've got Infect in your current meta for whatever reason, if you want to keep in spot removal, or if you want to keep in Lurst, then just like spot removal's plenty for the matchup. And disruption spot removal, not a god-awful clock. But if you are really wanting to go in on beating it, they've changed the creature types of all of the Infect creatures to like Phyrexian Human Rogue, Phyrexian Blink Moth. And so now Plague Engineer naming Phyrexian literally kills every Infect creature in the deck. Just straight up. Like, it's not even close now how much Plague Engineer wrecks Infect. Alright, so I assume this is going to be a Prismari command. I don't really want to bolt myself. What about Ink Moth? Yes, Ink Moth too. Every creature with Infect is now a Phyrexian creature. So it's now a 1/1 Phyrexian Blink Moth. So you just name Phyrexian and Plague Engineer kills everything with Infect outside of the random 2/2s that they have access to if they play those. Alright, so probably bolting myself here. I just want to play triple Shadow. I don't hate that. It's like, here you go, you gotta deal with this, and I'm gonna untap with either EE on 0 or Chalice. Assuming they Prismari command something here. He also chose not to just like Mystical Dispute one of these shadows. Mario command, shoot my Chalice, yep. Their hands, Shardless Agent, Mystical Dispute, Unknown, Unknown. Fair enough. Opponent has seen the error of their ways. Alright, what do we think about Grixis there? It's like, it's solid, but I just hate not being proactive in the current meta. And I've got 8 threats here, or not even 8, like really it's just the 4 channeler that you can play kind of on curve every game. The Scourge are dependent on something. Shadow's dependent on something. Croaks is dependent on something. Or like Tarmogoyf, if you just hit your second land, you go. But I did like the stubborn denials and the drowns. There were quite a few times in those leagues where just being able to say no, and that was huge. Like saying counter your thing just ended the match on the spot. But I still don't think that... I think if we can figure out the sideboard woes in Jund, I still think it's the best option. But if we can't figure out the sideboard woes, it's pretty underwhelming. Dauthi could have been better. A command was fine. Chalice. Chalice, that league, I would have rather been Void Mirror. We saw Eldrazi Tron and Green Tron. And Chalice looked pretty embarrassing. Those are also supposed to be matchups where Stub carries a lot of weight. But if we're down on Stubs because of Drown in the Loch and like Ragavan, Darcy decks, then I just wonder, like, is the configuration of Grixis good enough right now to play? Is the meta in a position that's like too varied for Grixis to be a solid choice? But that's what we'll figure out going forward. I think I'm going to call it there. I'm going to send everybody over to Connor Man, who's playing in the Last Chance qualifier right now. So if you want to check that out, feel free to stick around and hop over, share some love from the channel. As always, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. Appreciate all the new follows, the new subscribers. We'll be back live tomorrow with some variant of Shadow in some way. Actually, we might play Rogues tomorrow. Shadow Rogues.